Today we will carefully delve into the Volvo S60. For those with a car purchase budget of approximately 200,000 yuan, seeking a luxury brand mid-size car with exemplary daily transmission efficiency and comprehensive configuration, the S60 is an exceptional candidate worth considering. The 2026 model, which was recently upgraded, remains largely unchanged from the 2025 version, aside from slight configuration adjustments. The guide price ranges from 306,000 to 380,499,000 yuan. However, practically speaking, the car can now be seen in stores with significant cash discounts amounting to 112,000 yuan. Presently, the entry-level variant is attractively priced at 189,900 yuan, marking it as competitively affordable among mainstream luxury sedans. Notably, it delivers a more accessible price point compared to the CT5 or A4L base models, while even presenting some advantages beyond pricing. As a result, the CT5 is indeed larger in size, but although the rear space of this S60 is said to be a European prototype car, it has not been lengthened and is a standard axle version. The rear space utilization rate is actually much better than that of the CT5. Even if you bring some friends with this car daily, the ride experience in the rear space is still good. So compared with the A4R, in fact, the most popular version of the A4L is its secondary version. Basically, the price of the naked car is more than 200,000 yuan. Then based on the entry-level model, you can increase your budget by 20,000 yuan. What will this yuan version add to it? The L2 level driver assistance system is no longer available in the A4L, so if you look at this relatively high transmission efficiency and the rear space, and then add an additional L2 level driver assistance system, the price of the S60 is the same as the overall functional experience is actually. It is a relatively comprehensive model, and in terms of the entire external configuration, this car is equipped with LED headlights as standard, but the entry tire is an 18-inch tire. At this entry level, you will be upgraded to a 19-inch tire. In fact, its entire tire quality still matches its entire body. I also mentioned to you earlier that this car is European, and this standard car has not been deliberately lengthened. In terms of body size, the length of the car is 4778 and the wheelbase is 22872. In fact, Volvo may overlook one thing, that is, it is a model with a high interior space rate. Everyone comes to the back row and has an actual experience inside the car. In fact, the S60 is a typical car. Don't simply compare it from the internet. The parameters and data must be practical. Such a model that sits in the back row to feel the space. I mentioned this car earlier. The European prototype has not been technologically lengthened. Even compared with the CT5, its entire wheelbase is at least 7 centimeters shorter, but the entire rear seating space performance, I think it is similar to the A4L. It's comparable. I'm very lucky about these. One impression is that I can't sit in it because I'm 1.8 meters tall because the coating space is very compressed. Then a car like the S60 is relatively normal. Such a space, the horizontal front row is my driver's seat. There is about 2,000 margin in this legroom. In fact, the rainfall is relatively heavy and my feet can extend forward. The bulge on the central platform is indeed quite obvious. What about hiking space? If you move forward a little, you can actually achieve a state where you don't tip your head. In other words, my height of 1.87 meters can find a comfortable sitting position in the entire back row of it, unlike the CT5, which can't sit in. Compared with the SL, the parameters are definitely more advanced, right? The space performance needs to be better, but the S60 is often overlooked by people. Even its rear row has a certain degree of practicality, and in terms of the entire configuration, starting from the entry-level model. A large panoramic sunroof overhead, independent air conditioning outlets in the rear, and a charging interface, rear armrest and back frame are also available. Currently, this car also supports an optional package. What does it contain? The steering wheel in the front row is heated, the front and rear seats are heated, etc. The package price of these heating is 3,000 yuan. In fact, I think this is quite cost-effective. You can consider optionally installing the overall rear row, and the ride experience will be better. Of course, the focus of this car is still on the front row. Come to the front row and talk to you about the specific configurations. Then what about the front disc? First of all, let's talk about the styling of the exterior-interior. It's true that this 26 model has not been upgraded. It's not as obvious as the upgrade of the S90. Then compared with the interior of the new Volvo, this old model is equipped once in the whole interior, including materials. However, the old model still retains a characteristic of Volvo, that is, a large number of environmentally friendly materials are used in the whole interior. It's true that this car has no peculiar smell, which is also a remarkable feature of its same class. The other thing is that Volvo should have this functional experience. There is no problem with this at all. Keep certain entity keys. In addition, you can also see that the entire traditional gear area is equipped with a large proportion of this cover, which can be completely covered if you don't use it daily. Moreover, compared with the new S90 cover, it is actually the old model. The sense of resistance is better.
After opening, extender injection platform and cup holders are inside. The handheld box offers practical storage. Functional upgrades dominate the new model over Boss. Screen size remains 12.3 inches, now with a 9-inch central control screen. Core upgraded to 8155 chip, enhancing system interconnection capabilities.
It still only supports CarPlay, and then there are 4G networks with OTA upgrades, so the addition of its entire smart chip is mainly to improve its entire interactive capabilities, and then it still integrates Huawei's application market. But personally, my suggestion is to add more. The interconnection of the system should be more practical for users. And in terms of configuration, its entry-level model comes with a driving assistance system like this crane image lure section, a leather steering wheel, and imitation leather seats with an electric adjustment sensor in the front row. The rear tailgate, the keyless entry exterior rear-view mirrors of the entire car are electric folding and heating, and then the budget of 20,000 yuan is increased to G1. Promote what? The L2 shoe driving assistance system with full-speed range confidence cruise seats are upgraded to leather, and then shirk memory is added. Then in terms of power, both versions are
The 42.0T engine boasts 197 horsepower paired with 7-second wet double shell release, offering high traditional efficiency. The front microphone reply and rear multi-link structure add to its advantages. If your budget is about 200,000 yuan and you seek a low-key luxury model with solid product strength, the Volvo S60 is an excellent choice for its brand value and high safety. Additionally, with the budget surpassing 150,000 yuan, the new high-end versions around 200,000 yuan can also be considered.
There are numerous heavy-duty joint venture vehicles, and many still perform well as new and old models are sold simultaneously. Luxury medium-range car prices have significantly dropped, affecting their premium value compared to new joint venture mid-size options. The joint venture CRRC and models like the CG5 use front wheat retraining, but this model stands out with its premium double killing wall and luxury aluminum alloy structural design.